Remembering Queen Elizabeth II, significance to Nigeria, and discussing this quickly with me, starting from my immediate left, I have an entrepreneur, a politician on the platform of the party, Young Progressive Party, YPP, Ugbo Osai Romeo. Thanks for joining us, Romeo.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
And next is an articulate public affairs analyst, a political economist, Ibrahim Mohammed. Thanks for joining, Ibrahim.
Oh, thank you for adding a new name to my name. Good morning, distinguished viewers. My name is Ibrahim Momo, actually.
Oh, well, I think it goes. Thank you.
Well, thank you for adding to my name.
All right, let's start with you, Romeo. I think I choose the name Romeo. It's quite interesting. It takes our mind back to the days of William Shakespeare.
Yes.
Now, first of all, I must say that it's quite a sad one, for the YPP over what happened to your leader in Anambra State. Are you coping over the attack on Iguain?
Well, it's sad.
Ifeanyuba.
Yeah, it's sad. It's very, very sad because we have been mourning since the attack happened, which 3 days ago, I think, 2 days ago.
Yes.
We've been mourning. It was terrible. Really, really terrible. Yeah.
But we thank God that his life was spared, though some of the security personnel, were feared killed.
Yeah, they were killed, and even we lost two of our members, which is aid to the senator. But
okay.
The incident was just so sad, looking at the video.
Yes.
I just can't really imagine how you would just wake up in the morning and decide to say, I want to go and take someone's life, prepare, taking people's life, promising people, people with great value. Assuming it wasn't for God, we would have been mourning our senator by now. Yeah,
well, we thank God at least for life that was spared, on the senator's life, I mean. Yeah. But let's look at, although investigations are ongoing, and the governor of Anambra State did say that he's going to ensure that becomes the last that will be heard in the state. But are you people suspecting that it could be an attack from the opposition?
Well, looking at it, we can't really say for now.
All right.
Because investigation is still really going on.
Okay.
But we are praying that the people who actually did this thing, they be brought to book. And we commend the governor's effort. He condemned the killing. He said he's going to make sure they are brought to book.
Yeah.
And I believe manhunt is put in place right now.
Of course. Okay, let's look at another challenge where the world is being greeted by the root shock of the demise of Queen Elizabeth II. What's your thoughts? Because we have divergent opinions about this. Some are saying that, well, the Queen was a symbol of the colonial empire that impoverished Africa, impoverished Nigeria, that came on to steal from the country, and oppressed its citizens. Do you share in that blame?
Well, if we should take it back to history, although I'm not going to first of all look at the other side, because if you want to rate someone, I actually look at your good side.
Okay, first.
And your
so let's look at the positive side.
Yeah, she was actually, to me, based on history, she was good to us. Looking at her significant role during the time of the war.
Okay, the Civil War.
Yeah, the Civil War. She was solidly behind us, trying not to see us break apart, And even the letter she wrote to us when we were achieving our independence, the prayers and all those things, and she has been there.
Okay, but don't you think she was solidly behind us to make sure that we don't break apart during the Civil War, because the makeup of Nigeria was their own origin?
Yeah, I don't really look it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I look at her. If actually she don't want the good for us, she wouldn't have be so concerned.
Okay.
Yes, because we as a person, as a people, we were being governed by her. As in, when you talk about Nigeria, she was the the Queen of Nigeria.
Of course,
at the
oh, yeah,
time,
yeah, yes,
you know,
yes.
The head of monarch,
head, yeah, of the
you
monarch,
know,
yeah.
and all that. So bringing Nigeria together, I think she played a very good, significant role. You
That
know.
we can't wish
And
away.
we are enjoying now. Some of those things we are actually enjoying today. You know, although we have some leaders who are not doing the thing the way it ought to be, you know, the way it is being arranged. If you even, I still go back to the letter she wrote. Having independent is not as easy. She knew that in that very letter. You understand? She said we should put everything together to make sure we fight the battle. You know, which when we actually fighting the battle, she stood by us. You know, I think she foresaw it, you know, and she was by us and she made sure we still came back as a one Nigeria.
Okay.
So I don't really see her as a bad person.
Okay.
You know, as a king, you need to do what you are supposed to do.
Okay.
As in, you know, as a queen, I mean.
All right, as a queen.
head,
yeah.
you
Okay,
know.
let's have your thoughts as a political economist.
Yeah.
I know you really would have some light to share, you know, in this regard of the demise of the Queen.
Well,
Ibrahim.
I'd like to first commiserate with the good people of Great Britain, of course, the United Kingdom, on the passing of Her Majesty the Queen, Elizabeth II. I've seen in Benin, they say, Iye Nogi. And I was also seeing some Ashoebi, you know, just to say that Nigerians can make porn out of everything, you know.
Of course, yes.
My heart condolences go out to the good people of the United Kingdom on the passing. I also want to congratulate His Royal Majesty Charles III, you know, on his ascension of the throne of his forebears. And then regarding Nigeria,
Now, before you go there, what about the Ashwebi? Have you gotten some materials? Because I still saw it, but I've not received it.
well, I am not an Ashobi person. Because
That's just still going on.
It's still going
Yeah,
on.
people are buying
I'm
already.
not-
All right.
So, well, regarding Nigeria, I've seen varied responses,
Yeah.
you know, reviews. Prominent is one Professor Uju, who is currently in the US, who spoke so poorly, with all due respect, in memory of
The Queen.
the Queen. The first thing to note is that it is not when someone dies. That's not when you pour invectives. Because from my background, you say death is in itself an abomination. Which means that if you are not impacted positively, if you don't become a better person because of the news of someone else's death, then you are a lost case. So how is it that it is at the point when someone has died? That's when some of these invectives, some of these, you know, mudslinging have been thrown. It shows the inhumaneness of certain humans, how unhuman some of us have gone. So I personally did not appreciate the poor choice
Remarks.
of remarks that were made, you know, on the death of the Queen. Without due respect, yes, the British monarchy was one of the empires during the Berlin Conference that, you know, among other things, led to the partition of Africa in the Berlin 1854-85 conference, where a lot of countries were shared and then they were colonized. Yes, Britain, but that was not Queen Elizabeth. She wasn't born 1885. In fact, it's a thing to say, it was in her during her tenure as queen, that's when Nigeria gained independence.
Of course, yes.
It was also during her tenure, that's when Nigeria became a republic, free from British control.
You're right.
It was
Which is laudable.
very laudable. It was in her tenure. It's also the fact that she visited Nigeria even before independence and after independence in 1956 and in 2003. So she had this affinity. And Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians, including one now who is now a secretary of, I think, Homeland,
Okay.
Secretary of Home Affairs in the UK, who have gotten to very good positions. They have gotten a better life, studied abroad in the UK. So I personally, as an individual, I've not seen some of these accusations that are leveled against her with regards to Nigeria. I don't see a foundation for them. And the good book says that if you know the father cannot be visited on the sun, and vice versa. Which means that, yes, the empire, the British monarchy, may have been guilty of certain infractions, certain high crimes, particularly during the epoch of independence. And recently, there is even the accusation that during apartheid regime, gold deposits from South Africa were stolen all these years. But in specific reference to the Queen, Elizabeth II, which of these sticks? None. So I like to say that, first of all, no man is perfect. She has her flaws. So do I, so that every other person does, even those who are accusing her. Secondly is that it is not really the time of death that people should start pouring invectives. It shows lack of humanity, lack of humaneness in individuals. That is the time when we should do what we call sober reflection.
Yes, of course.
That is the time we should even bring out the good things you know about the disease.
That's true.
It's not the time to pour invectives.
Okay. Okay. Let's look at the legacies and what is before the Commonwealth countries on the demise of the Queen. Romeo.
Well, this is something I really want to focus on, you know,
Yeah.
the legacy. You know, her legacy will live on. You know, her legacy will live on, and we will still keep enjoying those things she left behind. You know, I believe, you know, everything was uniform. You know, everything was well structured, and even the prince now that is emerging, you know, as the king, I believe it's going to start from there. I think there's going to be changes.
Yeah, there are going to be changes,
Yes.
but again, like you said earlier,
Yeah.
which is true
Yeah.
about. Oh no, it wasn't you. I think it was somebody else. You know,
Okay.
off camera.
Okay.
You know, where he spoke about the number of decades
Yeah.
that the king had to wait. You know, before that the prince
Yeah,
had to wait
Yes.
before he became enthroned as king.
Yes.
Now, what do you make of this? Do you see this as a challenge for him now that he's been enthroned, looking at the new office and the big responsibilities upon it? Or you see it as a walkover? After all, he has been expecting this and he has been preparing grounds on it. What is
Well,
it?
I think it's going to be easy for him, you know, because being brought up in the royal family, he has been nurtured on how to do things. Although the queen has been there,
Even giving him a lot of responsibilities.
yeah, so he know what to do. I think
So it's not new in the game?
No, it's not new in the game. Things are going to be okay for him, you know. It's just that they have to still support him. They have to still guide him, you know. We all need collective responsibility from individual to pilot himself affairs positively. So these, I think, we need right now. But talking about having problem, maybe competency, I don't think that would be a challenge.
Okay.
He already know what to do, you know. I think things are even going to be improving,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
as a man.
Let's look at the solidarity that Nigerians should be having with the loss in Britain over the Queen's demise. And of course, it was said that flag should be flown off half-mast, and they need to reflect on the legacies that she left behind and how Nigeria will move on, you know, in terms of meeting up with the task ahead.
Well,
In terms of the relations between the Britain and Nigeria.
it's thumbs up for me, for Nigerian government, for the way they have chosen to, in fact, the president's verified stand did do a tweet, you know, commiserating with the UK on the demise of the Queen, and that she is a friend of Nigeria. With all due respect, she was. Because nothing bad happened to Nigeria. It was at a time when Nigeria gained independence, and at the time Nigeria became a republic. During her tenure, or Her Majesty's reign, that Nigeria survived a civil war.
And her visit twice also speak volumes about her solidarity with us when she was alive.
Yeah, so there are a lot of things Nigerians can learn. Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as citizens can learn from, you know. In fact, the first thing is that she has tried to continue to hold on to the Commonwealth, bring together the Commonwealth of Nations, and it's something laudable. You know, the international system, the way it is structured, it's about interest, you know, and those who have a common history, the country that were once colonized, there's a system in place now to collectively develop them, and that is the Commonwealth. Nigeria's Emeka and Yako had the privilege of being Secretary General of Commonwealth. So a lot of positives for Nigeria, and I'm happy with the fact that a tweet was done and flags were flown at half-mast, just to commiserate with or to solidarize with the UK on the passing of the Queen. And I just to respond, also add to what he said when you asked the question about the transition. I think it's going to be seamless so far and going forward. It's going to be seamless because he has waited in the shadows for quite a while, so he has understood it.
Yes, of course.
He has trained for this job for over several decades.
Let's say he has been inducted properly.
Yes, so it's seamless, and he's 73 years old. Of course, he may not reign as long as his mother.
Wait, we can't say no. After all, we don't have life in our hands.
No, he doesn't have, I'm not sure he has 70 years.
No, who told you that?
The Queen's record.
Who told you that?
I don't think he has 70 years.
It's not in our capacity to say that.
Well, anything can happen.
Everything can happen.
Well, people say never say
If,
never.
like they say, if God tarries.
If God chooses to allow him.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim Momo. I think I got it right this time.
Yeah, you did.
I've been getting it right. All right, there's too much we can take on that particular topic.